This season, we've had plenty of good weapons to chase with a good mix of new and returning weapons across the legendary and exotic type. Well, today, I want to dive into this topic and check out the top 10 best weapons to get from Season of the Wish, so you are ready to take on any activity in Destiny 2. Without further delay, let's dive right into the list, and first up we've got Subjunctive. This one is a legendary energy submachine gun. It's got a lightweight frame, meaning it's got superb handling and you move faster with the weapon equipped. The origin trait here is nano munitions, meaning being near allies slowly builds up partial emergency ammo, and that's a refill for the next time this weapon runs out of ammo, and the emergency ammo amount increases with time spent near allies. For PvE, small bore, flared magwell, stats roll and vault shot would be really good, and for PvP, arrowhead break, accurized rounds, under pressure and golden tricorn would be good. You can get this one from Season of the Wish activities. You can also focus Wish engrams at Riven in the helm. Well, next up we got the Dragon Cult Sickle. So this one is a legendary power sword. It deals strand damage. It's got a caster frame, meaning you can launch a heavy projectile attack. Heavy attacks are stronger with full energy. The origin trait on this one is called Sundering, and that means destroying vehicles and constructs grants the weapon bonus reload speed and charge rate. Constructs include barricades, turrets, stasis crystals, and other objects created in the field. For PvE, Honed Edge, Swordmaster's Guard, Tireless Blade, and Surrounded would be good. And for PvP, Honed Edge, Burst Guard, Tireless Blade, and On Guard would be best. You can get this one from the latest dungeon added to Destiny 2, and that is Warlord's Ruin. Well, next up we got the first exotic weapon in the list today. This one is Wishkeeper. This one is an exotic kinetic combat bow. It comes with the exotic perks Snare Weaver. So precision hits and final blows build energy towards a Snare Weaver arrow that can be fired from the hip. On impact, Snare Weaver arrows create a pattern of traps that suspend nearby targets. We've also got Silkbound Slayer, so the weapon deals bonus damage to suspend targets. You gain faster draw time for a short duration when you suspend a target from any source, or damage suspending a target with this weapon. So this one also comes with a number of catalysts, and all of those are available in the game right now. All you have to do is just complete the Star-Crossed mission, and I have some guides on the channel for how to get those catalysts. So first of all, Enduring Snare Refit, so Snare Weaver traps last longer. We've got Multi-Threaded Snare Refit. Snare Weaver traps can suspend more targets. We've got Vorpal Weapon Refit, increased damage against bosses, vehicles and guardians with their super active, and Hatchling Refit, precision final blows or rapidly defeating targets with a non-precision weapon spawns a threadling at the target's location. Well, next up we got a classic weapon returning. This one is Breakneck, and Breakneck is a legendary kinetic auto rifle with a precision frame, meaning the weapon's recoil pattern is much more predictably vertical. The origin trait for this one is called Gun and Run, so rapidly defeating targets with the weapon grant bonus sprint speed. You've got guardians, powerful combatants, and also high value targets grant this bonus quicker. It's not quite the monster this weapon was before, given it doesn't have the Rampage Onslaught combination. That did make it very, very famous indeed, but it does have a great perk pool. I mean, it can still do some incredible damage. Personally, I'm more likely to use this one in PvE content rather than PvP, so in PvP at the moment, hand cannons and pulse rifles definitely do the most damage. For PvE, arrowhead break, ricochet round, subsistence and onslaught would be good, whereas for PvP, corkscrew rifling, armor piercing rounds, dynamic sway reduction and onslaught, that would be the best one to go for. And if you want to get this weapon, you can pick it up from Gambit. Well, next up we got Doomed Petitioner. So this one is a legendary power linear fusion rifle with an aggressive frame, meaning it fires a 3-round burst. So these ones are definitely my favourite linear fusion rifles. Really, really good. The origin trait on this one is called Dragon's Vengeance. That is a perk that we get on all seasonal weapons. So when an ally dies or you reach critical health, the weapon's magazine refills and gains bonus range, charge rate and handling. For PvE, arrowhead break, enhanced battery, reconstruction and precision instrument would be really, really good. And for PvP, I think there's probably better options out there than a linear fusion rifle, so I would go for something else in your heavy weapon slot. Next up, we have another seasonal weapon. This one is called Scatter Signal. is a legendary kinetic fusion rifle with a rapid-fire frame, meaning deeper ammo reserves and get slightly faster reload when the magazine is empty. We've been through the origin trait. This one also has Dragon's Vengeance, so do look out for that one. And for PvE, Chambered Compensator, Enhanced Battery, Overflow, and Controlled Burst would be good. But for PvP, Extended Barrel, Projection Fuse, Perpetual Motion, and Under-Over would be the best role to look out for. Next up, we got Undercurrent. This one is a Nightfall weapon. So Undercurrent is a legendary energy grenade launcher with a wave frame, meaning it's a one-shot handheld grenade launcher and it deals arc damage. And projectiles release a wave of energy when they contact the ground. We have a choice of origin traits here, so Stunning Recovery. Stunning a champion partially refills your magazine, triggers health regeneration, improves recovery for a short duration. Then we got Vanguard's Vindication, so final blows of the weapon grant a small amount of health. For PvE, Quick Launch, High Velocity Rounds, Ambitious Assassin, and Vault Shot would be very, very good. And for PvP, Quick Launch, High Velocity Rounds, Demolitionist, and Adrenaline Junkie, that would be a decent roll. As I mentioned before, this one is a Nightfall weapon, so you can get it from regular Nightfalls. I would go for Legend or Master Nightfalls myself. You can also go for Grandmaster Nightfalls, where you can get an adept version of Undercurrent. Definitely recommend this one. It is a really, really good Nightfall weapon. Well, next up, we got a new type of weapon this season. This one is a rocket-powered sidearm, and it is Indebted Kindness. So this one is a legendary energy sidearm with a rocket-assisted frame, meaning the sidearm fires self-projectile rocket ammunition. Projectiles explode on impact for high damage. This one has the origin trait of Sundering. That means destroying vehicles and constructs grants the weapon bonus reload speed and charge rate. For PvE, Quick Launch, High Velocity Rounds, Impulse Amplifier, and Vault Shot would be good. And for PvP, Quick Launch, High Velocity Rounds, Impulse Amplifier, and Adagio would be very, very good. I like this one in PvE content myself. I find it does a really good job of one-shotting some enemies, so you can get them out of the way nice and quickly. But if you want to get this weapon, all you have to do is jump into the new dungeon. That is Warlord's Ruin. So good luck getting this weapon. Well, next up, we got the second exotic weapon on the list, and it's a good one. So Solar is very, very big this season, and that means it is the Solar exotic rocket launcher, Dragon's Breath. Well, this one has a couple of exotic intrinsic perks, which are very, very good. First one, Burn the World, so the fuel counter passively increases the longer you go without firing it to a maximum of ×5, and firing Dragon's Breath then empties the counter, transferring all fuel to the rocket. Rockets then embed themselves in struck targets, causing scorch damage, and periodically ejecting incendiary fuel into pools around the target that inflicts scorch damage to anyone standing in them. The more fuel the rocket is fired with, the longer it lasts before detonating, and the more fire it spreads. Also got high octane, so with this intrinsic, nearby ignitions instantly refill your Dragon's Breath with 2 fuel, plus also when the fuel fully refills, it reloads itself. We've also got the exotic Catalyst as well. That one is called Pyromancer. The Catalyst passively replenishes your Dragon's Breath fuel faster. Eliminating combatants with the weapon causes them to spawn fire sprites as well. All you need to do to get this weapon is pick it up from the Season Pass. It's available on the free track, on the paid track as well, so you can get a couple of copies if you want to. And you can get the Catalyst from Banshee 44. Okay, we've made it to my number one and best weapon of Season of the Wish, and this one is the Ross Arago 4. So, the Ross Arago 4 is a legendary energy auto rifle with an adaptive frame, meaning it's got well-rounded grip, it's reliable, and it's sturdy. The origin trait is called Wild Card, so final blows of the weapon have a chance to create experimental submunitions at the target's location. For PvE, Arrowhead Break, Accurized Rounds, Rewind Rounds, and Onslaught will be really, really good. And for PvP, Arrowhead Break, Accurized Rounds, Dynamic Sway Reduction, and Onslaught, that would also be a very, very good choice. Well, let me know in the comments what you think about the weapons in Season of the Wish, and share your favourite weapons down there in the comments. There's loads to choose from this season. I think it's been a really, really good season for weapons, but let me know in the comments what you think. Well, that is it for this guide for the best weapons to get from Season of the Wish in Destiny 2, and as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. Don't forget you can hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content. You can also hit that like button too. Well, thanks again. I'll see you very soon.